Well, ladies and gentlemen, once again, welcome to Notebook Ignite. This is the second semi-final. We have had one semi-final yesterday, so the first three teams to make it to the finals are already up on the leaderboard. Before we begin, it is my privilege and duty to thank the IIM Calcutta Innovation Park, without whose presence, whose partnership, this event would not have been possible. The three initial masterclasses, helping us conceive this entire event, and also providing us with some fantastic judges. IIM Calcutta Innovation Park has been a partner in the truest sense, with us every step of the way. Also, I must thank our sponsors. We have BSNL as our gold sponsor, the Webel Fujisoft Dwara Center of Excellence, and Logdhun as our associate sponsors, and SKC LNCT Group of Colleges from Madhya Pradesh as our prize sponsor. These, ladies and gentlemen, are the 7 teams that would be presenting in front of you today. A quick run through the list. We have the Shri Shikshayatan School from Kolkata, the Delhi Public School from Jorhat, Assam, the Global Indian International School from Singapore, the Learning Path School, Mohali, the Army Public School, Shankar, Vihar, New Delhi, the Siddharth International Public School, Dilshad Garden, New Delhi, and the Indian Language School from Lagos, Nigeria. Well, with the teams from Singapore and Nigeria in one single semi-final, that is actually the latitudinal width of this entire event. Before we begin, I must also take a couple of minutes to introduce our judges, our two fantastic, wonderful judges who spared their valuable time to be part of today's event. We have with us Mr. Philip Barrett, who retired as the Deputy Headmaster from the illustrious Doon School in Dehradun after 44 years of serving in education across various institutions. Mr. Barrett served the Doon School as Housemaster, Head of Department, Dean of Student Welfare, Dean of Activities, Deputy Headmaster, Second Master, and Acting Headmaster with great distinction. He also carried out a visioning exercise for the Doon School in the year 2011 through an in-depth study of a number of British public schools and various schools in the US. Mr. Barrett qualified as a leadership trainer at Wellington College, UK in the year 2000. He is also an athlete, an adventurer, and a naturalist. And we at Notebook are privileged to have him as a senior advisor. Sir, thank you so much for being here and for making the time.
Thank you so much, Subhayu.
You're welcome, sir. We also have with us Mr. Shalabh Mittal, who is the CEO of School for Social Entrepreneurs India. He is the founding CEO of School for Social Entrepreneurs India and an alumnus of Sri Satya Sai Institute of Higher Learning, Indian Law Institute, and Entrepreneurship Development Institute of India. He has over 2 decades of multi-sectoral experience in health, livelihoods, water, sanitation, and social entrepreneurship. He has led the first state-based water and sanitation network in Gujarat between 2003 and 2005, advocating for community-based water supply systems. He served as the South Asia Regional Coordinator of the Gender and Water Alliance, the GWA, based in Netherlands. He has facilitated social startups amongst women affected by HIV/AIDS. Since 2007, he has been engaged with promotion of social entrepreneurship. He has been part of several studies and projects for various international development organizations such as World Bank and FAO at the UNDP, UNICEF, Aga Khan Foundation, Volcart Foundation, the Ulia Foundation, the Edmund de Rothschild Foundation, Peace Tech Lab, European Union, and HIVOS. He has addressed national and international audiences in UAE, Pakistan, Senegal, UK, Nepal, Argentina, and Uzbekistan, and have been part of numerous panel discussions on policy-level discussions and ideas around social change and entrepreneurship. He has the experience of working with central and state governments in Uttarakhand, Gujarat, Delhi, Assam, Odisha, and Chhattisgarh, and advising them on several projects. So he worked with Entrepreneurship Development Institute of India and was heading the Institute's Center for Social Entrepreneurship and CSR. He is the founding member of ASHRAE, Promotion of Social Enterprises Foundation, a Government of India approved techno-social business incubator. Sir, thank you so much for being here today and being a part of this. I'm sure the ideas that the students will present will also fit in great with your vision of promoting social entrepreneurship.
Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Well, before I ask the students to introduce themselves, a little bit about us at Notebook. We at Notebook are an EdTech organization. We make short content about your school curriculum. This makes your life easy in various ways, and this is one of them. So if you're someone who's grown weary of the stacks of books in front of you on your table, well, Notebook is there to help you out. Well, those were the announcements that I had to make. It is now time for us to begin. Before we start the presentations, I would request the students to please switch on your cameras. We would like to do a quick round of introductions. The school from Kolkata, Shri Shikshayatan, if you may start your team first.
Thank you, sir. My name is Fiona Raj. I'm from Shikshayatan School, Kolkata, and I'm currently in the 11th grade studying science. And I'm interested in anything that involves interaction with people, debates, this, and music also. So that could be me. Thank you, sir.
Good evening, everyone. This is Anjula Dev from Shikshayatan School. I'm in class 11, science stream, and my hobbies lie in drawing, interacting with people through various mediums, and music.
Good evening to one and all present here. This is Adrija De. I study in class 11. I am from commerce. I am a commerce student. My hobbies lie in painting and dancing. Thank you.
A very good evening to everyone present here. My name is Neha Gupta and I am from class 12. My stream is commerce and I love reading, and being a reader, I even like writing a lot. Thank you.
Hi everyone, this is Kushi Chaudhary from class 12, Shri Shikshayatan School, a student of commerce stream. Being a student of marketing and in love with entrepreneurship, I'm looking forward to this event a lot.
Wonderful. Thank you, the team from Shri Shikshayatan School, Kolkata. We'll move across to the Delhi Public School from Jorhat, Assam. The team, could you please introduce yourselves?
Good evening, everyone. This is Gunit Atal from DPS Jorhat, and I'm a student of grade 10th, and my hobbies lie in playing sports, including basketball and table tennis, and music. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. This is Daksha Karwa. My hobbies are dancing and reading books. I'm in 11th standard commerce stream. Yeah.
Good evening, everyone. This is Darshil Kohli from DPS Jorhat. I'm from 11th Standard Science, and I love sports, love music, and I love reading.
Good evening, this is Shri Malodia, Delhi Public School, Jorhat, grade 10. My hobbies include reading, drawing, dancing, singing, etc.
Wonderful. Welcome the team from Delhi Public School, Jorhat, Assam. We'll move across to the Global Indian International School from Singapore. Students, could you please introduce yourselves?
Hi everyone, my name is Pratyush. We are from Singapore, and in our school we don't have CBSE. We also have IB. We are in IB 1, which is effectively 11th grade. And I personally like coding. I mean, I play the drums. I like sports, like I play football, and I also play cricket.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Vishmaya, and I'm from GIS. I'm currently studying in IB 1. My interests are around public speaking events such as Model United Nations and a lot of other debating events.
I'm Praneeth and I'm studying IB 1, which is the equivalent of 11th grade. My interests are mainly in STEM subjects, so programming, math, science passionates me a lot. I'm also interested in cricket, badminton, and playing the guitar. And reading is one of my important hobbies.
My name is Prakam Singh. I'm also from IBA 1, as they said, which is 11th grade. I'm interested in the sciences, like coding, biology, and chemistry. And I also enjoy playing sports like tennis and cricket.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Akshay. I'm from IBA 1, and my interest lies in doing design and music.
Wonderful. A big welcome to the team from Singapore, and moving across to Learning Path School from Mohali. Guys, could you please introduce yourselves?
Good evening, everyone. I'm Rishita, and I'm an 11th grade science student, and I'm pretty much interested in STEM, programming, innovation.
Good evening. My name is Shaurya. I'm from class 9.
and I have an interest in robotics, creating things that help in the day-to-day life.
Greetings, everyone. I'm Varun Rastogi. I'm currently in 11th grade studying science. I like reading and writing a lot.
Hi everyone, I am Ishrat from Learning Path School grade 9 and I like to write poems and raps.
Good evening everyone, my name is Teknam. I'm from grade 9 Learning Path School and I love to sing, write and innovate.
Wonderful. A big welcome to the guys from Learning Path School Mohali. We cut across to the Army Public School Shankar, Vihar, New Delhi.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Pranav Atre. I'm currently in grade 12th and I've chosen commerce with mathematics as my subject. My main interests lie in reading, playing chess, and just interacting with people. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Navya Raina. I'm currently studying in grade 12th and my interests are in philosophy and poetry, majority of which was introduced to me by Nietzsche and Baudelaire.
A very good evening, everyone. My name is Maitri and I'm in 12th grade and I'm pursuing commerce. And there are various activities that excite me, but I've always felt more attracted towards orating and writing, be it fiction or world affairs or socio-economic issues. Thank you. That's all from our team.
All right. Thank you so much, Maitri. I would now get across to the Siddharth International Public School. The students, could you please introduce yourselves?
Yes, sir. Good evening, everyone. Myself, Ekta Arora from Siddharth International Public School. Currently, I am in grade 12 and I am pursuing commerce as a stream from Siddharth International Public School.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Suresh Sharma and I am in class 12 from Siddharth International Public School and my interest is in business and literature. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Harshita and I am from Siddharth International Public School and I am in class 11 studying commerce.
Good evening, everyone. This is Riya Singh. I'm in 10th standard from Siddharth International Public School. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Myself, Umama Arif from class 9, Siddharth International Public School. My hobbies lie in reading, with fiction mostly, and traveling. Thank you.
Thank you so much, the team from Siddharth International Public School. Ria, I think your camera is off. Could we just quickly check if it's okay?
Sure, sir.
Yeah, seems to be working fine. Great. Big welcome to the team and the last and final team for today, the Indian Language School from Lagos, Nigeria. The students, could you please introduce yourselves?
I'm Soumya Shreya from Indian Language School. My streams are Commerce and Humanities, and I'm an aspiring journalist, and my hobbies include reading, writing, and listening to music. Thank you.
Good evening to all. My name is Megha Gopikutan, and I'm a science student studying in class 11. I take a lot of interest in forensic science, and my hobbies would include public speaking, music, dance.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Mayank Motwani. I am a science student from Indian Language School, and I like anything related to with sports or playing various instruments.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Gaurav, and I'm a grade 12 student studying commerce. I am absolutely fascinated by design, coding, and working with teams.
Good evening, everyone. I am Shreyas Rajesh, a student of ILS. I'm currently in grade 12 and I've taken commerce with maths. My interests include reading books, playing the guitar, and music. Thank you so much, and I'm looking forward to the event today.
Wonderful. So those were the teams that will be presenting today. Without any further delay, let's get the first team on. The Shri Shikshayatan School, Kolkata. If the team members could please switch on their cameras. At this point, I would request the other teams to please keep your cameras off so that we can focus on the team making the presentation.
Thank you, sir. I hope I'm audible.
Yeah,
My
we
team
can hear you
member,
clearly.
yes, my team member Adrija will be presenting.
Adrija, can you try sharing your screen once?
Right.
We can see the screen. Let me know if you're ready to start. All right. Great. So, Shri Shikshayatan School, Kolkata, all the best. Your time for 8 minutes starts now.
It's extremely unlikely that anyone watching us right now isn't aware of the adverse condition of our planet's environment. Global temperatures rising, plastic pollution is choking our oceans, we have forest fires every year, and the ocean's at your door. Hence, the first thing we thought about when we got this opportunity was, let's solve the environment crisis and try to look for a solution. But turns out solutions already are available in heaps, yet we're getting nowhere. That's because the true solution lies in the magnitude of popular participation. If most of us were to live a sustainable lifestyle, we'd do a great job at reversing climate change. But the real problem is, even when people at large have concerns for the environment, they can't afford the time, energy, and money linked with sustainable living. Eco-friendly is perceived as a luxury rather than a must-have way of life. And that's the attitude we seek to change with Green Signal, the sustainability super app, making saving the world more accessible. It's simple. We have all the features you need to help you lead a sustainable life, all in one place. One of our primary features is our dedicated sustainable e-commerce market, where you can purchase all kinds of sustainable products, ranging from daily essentials such as bamboo toothbrushes, pencils, bags, gift items, and even plant care essentials such as seeds, soils, fertilizers, etc. The products would be sourced from local and rural Indian producers, hence the prices won't be exorbitant either. Any seller could choose to put their items for sale on our app, even school students and NGOs. And every item you'd find here would be strictly eco-friendly. Our next feature includes our recycle market, where we'll be taking recyclable items from our willing consumers and redistributing it to our recycled goods producers. However, instead of getting pretty cash in return, you'd get in-store rewards and points on your profile, which also doubles as a great marketing gimmick. But also have a local green services registry for environment-based services around you. Need a garden built, a solar panel installed, anything at all, look it up on our services registry. And now, recognizing the fact that human beings need active encouragement to do something, to feel that their effort has a positive effect, our app would include a sustainability dashboard with the daily goals feature. Here, you can track the effects of your daily activities on your carbon footprint, showing you with real-world data how important you are in the equation. You would be given personalized daily goals to follow to minimize your carbon footprint, which would make the whole process way more interactive. And you get points in your profile, which you can show off to your friend. And last but not the least, we'd have an in-app social media feed where you can connect with our user community and thrive as a part of it. Those had been our features, which might make you wonder, what's special about this? Simple. We are India's first sustainability super app because we have realized scattered resources drive people away from the solutions, and super apps are the future. People need solutions handed to them. Swiggy and Zomato normalized home food deliveries, Amazon normalized online shopping, and we aim to normalize sustainability in our daily lives. Moreover, we are everything the Indian business environment needs now. We represent the youth and we promote vocal for local. This feeling of community coupled with great service is something our platform would provide. But who would we be selling it to? First of all, we are looking to set up in Kolkata because home is the best place to begin with. And as we learn and grow in reach, we would actively expand pan-India. We would not offer segment exclusivity to begin with. However, the potential users we can look out for at the time of launch includes the tech-savvy early adopters, environment-conscious individuals, vocal for local enthusiasts, and nature-driven young children. And now it's about time we talk about money. Our initial startup investment at its maximum is 35.5 lakhs for the first year. It would be allocated in the following percentages to app development, marketing, fixed costs, human resources, and variable costs including internet services, electricity, etc. And speaking of revenue, let us tell you that the number of people potentially willing to pay for a greener lifestyle in West Bengal itself is 1.15 crore people at its minimum, according to various surveys and research. So even if we were to consider the worst case scenario and try to join even 1% of the market, we'd have 1.15 lakh consumers. We can go even lower and assume that just 20,000 consumers would spend as low as just 1,000 rupees annually, and we'd still be turning in profit from our second year, from West Bengal itself. Profits are expected to double by 2027, even when we keep our expectations this low, because profit is inevitable in a business of this scale and theme.
Speaking of competitors, they include pre-existing green commerce apps and sites. who we can easily beat using the fact that we have more features to add convenience to our users. Eco-negative cheap alternatives who we can also beat using our promotional campaigns, since our plan itself is to eradicate eco-negative products from the system. Pre-existing eco-friendly producers who we believe don't have to be competitors, as we can involve them in our product inventories, leading to mutual benefits through collaboration. Our opponents from this event itself can fill our product line with their innovative products. And finally, giant e-commerce sites. Eco-friendly products are available in giant sites too, but you'd have to frantically look for them, put the word eco-friendly repeatedly after the product name just to find an unreasonable price tag. You won't have that hassle in our app because eco-friendly is a default over here. Moreover, we can appeal to the people who want to buy local, which brings us to our most important arm, our marketing strategy. Not only are we indebted with the responsibility of promoting our app, but also promoting sustainability itself. Luckily, people at large are aware of the environmental issues. Hence, we promote our app in social media sites like Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, etc. with the right use of ad algorithms tools. We start by advertising to people already interested in environment issues and similar grounds. We'd also advertise to the Gen Z group at large through influencer marketing. And most importantly, through campaigns and workshops in collaboration with schools, colleges, and NGOs, we can sponsor nature fests and give out ads for our app and product samples. As school students ourselves, we have the advantage of being able to network closely and can expect active encouragement for such a business from school level institutions. Students would act as mobilizers and take our brand home with them. Once a social presence is established, it would act as a domino effect to get more consumers. Moving on, we have a sharp set of visions for our future. As our brand grows, we aim to achieve the repute of a national social brand, offering various programs for students. A green signal verified program where we verify products of other companies for their sustainability, crowdfund programs, and eco-friendly vehicles market, the Green Signals urban garden chain, and moving our company Italian house. Our impact on the world is the reason we exist in the first place. Hence, we would be directly impacting the environment positively, reducing social carbon footprint, and paving the way for a greener society. We'd be helping Indian producers compete on a larger scale, and we'd be putting back 2% of our total revenue into rural businesses to help uplift them, benefiting us in the long run. That would be our attempts at the attainment of the UN's SDGs. And if we succeed at changing the public attitude, it'd be more than we could ever ask for. Our team would include not only our employers and employees, but everyone who is involved in the process, because saving the world is a team effort. Thus, our team includes our investors, shareholders, collaborators, the environment itself, and you, dear consumer. Us as the founders are looking forward to maximize our plan with your help. That has been Green Signal. And now all we need is a green signal from our judges. Thank you. We'll be open to questions now.
Well done, the team from Shri Shikshayatan School, Kolkata, and especially on the time. This was 8 minutes, 0 seconds. Brilliant. I will now invite the judges for the questions, please.
May I go first, Shubham?
Oh.
Hello?
Yeah, please go. Please go.
Thank you. Exceedingly well done, Shri Shakshan. Very eloquent, slick presentation. Really impressed with you all. Couple of questions. I lost connectivity for about 2 minutes, so I lost a little bit of what you said. Question one. There's so many, similar, competitors in the market that are doing sustainability, turning waste into products. What is your USP? How are you different? What is your one big difference?
Thank you so much for the question, sir. And thank you for asking this question, because we mentioned this in our USP. We have realized that there isn't a shortage of solutions to begin with, but the problem itself that people are not finding a common source to access these things from. right? If you want to buy sustainable products, you have to look it up from different sites. If you want to recycle, you'd have to find services for that. If you want to find services itself, you'd have to go to Google and search for it. We are providing a super app which has all of these features in one place and a daily goals and carbon footprint calculator, which would actually motivate a person to just get an app and use it, because we have recognized that super apps are our future. Since people are in the requirement of one brand, of one solution doing everything for them. For example, Zomato and Swiggy, these are like, they made restaurant chains and ordering on food online popular, even though the solutions were available before. Amazon made online shopping a popular thing, and we tend to do the same thing with sustainability itself. So that is what we are selling, the entire brand. Thank you.
Well answered. My last question is, I know you're going to diversify and you're going to become rather big, with your expansion. But what is your first, when you start off, what's the first thing that you're going to do? What's the most important first start? What are you going to focus on?
Yes. So if we may start. So as we start, the first thing we'll be doing is set up a sustainable e-commerce market, which is our primary source of revenue. So we're going to do that. We're going to contact producers at the ground level, and we're going to make a network and involve them in our business where their products would be available on our site. We would be marketing immensely, and all the features that we at the moment introduced in our presentation would be involved with the initial investment itself. So the initial investment cost, 35.5 lakh, is inclusive and more of everything that we mentioned in the PPT itself. So that's how we're going to begin. Yes.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
All right. I think you guys have done a fantabulous job. Am I audible?
Mr. Mittal, sir, I'm really sorry, but your voice is breaking in and out. I think there's a bit of a connectivity issue at your end.
Am I audible now?
Yes, sir. Much better.
Okay, I think the team has done
Sir, I think we've lost your audio again.
Hi, am I audible now?
Yes, sir. We can hear you.
Okay. Thank you. I'm sorry about this, but I think just wanted to say that the team has done a wonderful job. I have 3 questions. Okay, my first one is, if I understood correctly, people want to do what you want them to do, but they are unable to do it. And what I mean is to live a sustainable lifestyle. How are you going to motivate, inspire, convince people to use your app? What's your marketing strategy?
Sir, extremely sorry there, but I think we could not hear you properly and could not get your question.
Okay, I'm asking, am I audible now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I'm asking, how are you going to get your customers? How would you make people use your app? What's that one big thing that you will do so that people come on your app and use it?
Okay, sir, if I may begin with that answer. So we had an entire slide on how we will be marketing, because that's a very important aspect of our company itself, because we have the responsibility of marketing sustainability itself and not just our app. So the first few things we'll be doing is provide targeted ads through the internet, like Google algorithm that Google itself provides at a very minimal cost. That we'll be doing. Secondly, our most important thing that we would be starting with is promotional partnerships with schools, colleges, and NGOs, which is we would be setting up workshops and basically promoting sustainability in schools with the added ads for our app itself. For example, if there is a nature club happening in a school, we would be there to sponsor it, and we would be there to advertise our products through kiosks and similar services out there. Plus, our marketing strategy is going to be an elaborate one because we're dedicating a lot of our...
Fiona, if I may interject, please.
Yes, please, sir.
I will again repeat my question. I think there's a lag.
Yes, sir.
am actually asking, how are you going to, onboard customers in terms of how would you change their behavior to use, sustainable lifestyle? Because that's the first problem that you shared, when you started your presentation.
Right. Okay. Thank you, sir. So, sir, one of the first advantages we have with our idea is that people are aware of the problem we are trying to sell the solutions to. You could look around, everyone among us and around us are aware of the problem. So if we, through our marketing campaign, lay emphasis on the problem that exists and lay emphasis on the fact that we are trying to help you find a solution to that. Like, for example, we have any environment convention that we've been to, the one conclusion has been that we have to make the difference ourselves. But the problem we are facing is that people don't have a channel to actually make the difference. So that is the way we involve that idea into a marketing strategy and motivate people to buy and use our app. Plus, we ourselves, being the face of a brand, we are young students, and we are trying to sell a solution to a problem this big. With the incorporation of our own image as a part of our brand, we would genuinely touch the conscience of people who are purchasing, perhaps trying to lead a more sustainable lifestyle, and we try to be a compatible companion for the same.
If I may add to that, people are unable to change their lifestyle towards a sustainable lifestyle because of the lack of culmination of solutions at one roof. And that is what exactly we are providing them with. We are making sustainability more accessible for them. And on top of that, sustainability in today's world is looked upon as an exclusive thing, as a luxury thing. And we are trying to remove that too. So I think that will help us change the perspective of our potential consumers towards sustainability and our app.
Yes, sir. And if I may add, for example, we have this feature, which is this carbon footprint calculator and daily goals. Sir, so if you may recall, we have these fitness trackers available in the market, right? Which in a way, and we can look up survey researches, they made fitness a cooler thing itself, by letting people track it, by letting people interact with the progress they're making. That is something we'll be involving in our platform too. If you buy something, you get points for buying it. You get points for contributing to the environment. You can show it off to your peers, and it would be like an extremely cool and luxurious thing for you to do. Not only would it give you satisfaction for making a change in world for real, it would also help us garner customers and revenue in the long run.
Okay, I think you've answered it well. My next question is, if all of us want to succeed in our business, what we want to do in life, we want to succeed, and if we make a plan, we do make certain assumptions. What's one big assumption that you have made to say that this is my assumption, and based on this, our business will become successful? According to you, what's the one big assumption that you made?
So we could not hear that. I'm so sorry.
Fiona, if I may repeat what he said. He said that.
Sorry,
what is the one? Yes, sir. Please go on.
No, you please go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think what you were saying is, what is the one big assumption you've made in your business model that is your guarantee for success? What is that one big assumption that you're hanging your hat on?
That people genuinely want to help change the world, that people are aware of these problems, that people want to be the change they want to see in the world, and we are just gonna let them do it. We're going to remove the excuse from the society that you don't have the resources to make a change. Because while trying to make a change, that's our primary questions. Can we make this change? We're going to say, yes, you can with our product.
And what's the one big risk that you run which can make your business suffer a loss?
The one big one big risk that we are taking is trusting our community around us. We are trusting based on our real life experiences, based on what we have seen so far in the world. We are assuming that people genuinely want to do something that will change the world. We trust our communities, and it's a trust that has grown over the years, because this is not an idea we are presenting today. It's a thought at the back of our minds that has been lasting for a long time. Climate is one of the most heavily addressed things in the world right now. And you wouldn't find 1% in the entire meet, in the entire community around you, who genuinely won't say that, environment is a concern. People are aware. And we would be trying to bank in on that trust. And our consumers can trust us with the same.
We are if I may add to that, the biggest risk we are running right now is we are trusting people that they want to put their words into action in terms of sustainability and saving the environment.
It's a bid we're taking, and it's an important bid, and it's coming from a place of trust. And honestly, the world we have seen so far, and in Kolkata, the ground we are beginning from, Kolkata itself is an extremely forward city when it comes to thinking about things like these. Our political campaigns emphasize on the protection of our environment a lot. Hence, it's something that people are concerned about. Hence, we would be trying it out in Kolkata first, and we will be growing as the success continues. And we can trust our community for that. Thank you, sir.
Great. Thank you.
Well, thank you, team, for the presentation. Thank you, judges, for those questions. Ladies and gentlemen, you know the drill. On your screen now is a poll for how you rate the performance of the team from Shri Shikshayatan School, Kolkata. You can rate the team 5 on 20, 10 on 20, 15 on 20, or 20 on 20. Let's see how many supporters Shri Shikshayatan has in the audience. A quick side note to the judges, I would be disclosing the scores right at the end of all the presentations. You can fill in the scores whenever you feel like. I'm sure you have access to both the scoring sheets. Yes, I can see that you do. Great. We are about 40 seconds in, and 67% of the people have voted. %72% of people have voted at 1 minute. Let's see if the last 30 seconds are any different. While you can't, I can see the polls moving as people vote for you live. And I can just tell you for now that a clear trend is emerging. The last few seconds, ladies and gentlemen, if you have not already voted, I suggest you do. And that's time. Thank you so much for those votes. Thank you, team Shri Shikshayatan. I will now invite the next school and take my screen back, if I may. Thank you, Adrija. The next school, ladies and gentlemen, is Delhi Public School from Jorhat, Assam. The team from Delhi Public School, if you could please switch on your cameras. Right. Please let me know who would be sharing your screen.
Darshan.
Darshan, you're okay to share. Let me know if you face any issues.
Sir, is it visible?
Yes, we can see your screen. Darshan, let me know when you're ready to start.
Yes, I'm ready.
Great. So team from DPS Jorhat, Assam, all the best. Your 8 minutes start now.
The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. And with that quote,
Good evening, esteemed judges and our fellow competitors and NDs. We, the students of Delhi Public School Jorhat, are here to present our business model. Our company's name is Workers Bay, and our tagline is You Relax and We Work. Our core team includes of 5 members. This is me, Darshil Kohli as a COO, Daksha Karwa as a CTO, Simran Ghosh as a CHRO, and Srishti Malodia as a CMO. Our mission and vision. Our mission is to connect service professionals to service seekers, and our vision is to eradicate unemployment and give common workers livelihood while catering to people's needs and at the same time keeping our carbon footprint to the minimal and rejuvenating nature. The problems that we have identified are unemployment of the workers under the unorganized sector. There is an absence of a systematic and hassle-free home services, which are of utmost importance in our daily life. Most of the workers are unreliable, unverified, and hard to trust. The services are not provided on time, and hence, later minor issues become a major one. There aren't any genuine service providers, and they also tend to charge very high rates. The pie chart indicates the results from a Google survey conducted to understand the problems of citizens of Jorhat, and 70% of them agree with the stated problems. Now, the key features of our company. We strive to provide an integrated system. We will employ workers from the unorganized sector who fail to earn their daily wages. We will provide verified and trustworthy workers with a proper background check and basic training in the service, along with police verifications. Our rates will be minimal and in sync with the government norms. Our service will be very reliable, accessible, and quick as people can avail these services from their comfort of their homes. These are a few foundation services which we will be providing on demand basis. The standardized blue-collar services includes that are given in the following slide and many more. For white-collar services, which are the larger part of the business, we will make the effort to understand exactly what the customer needs and help them hire the right professionals in the budget and also suited to most to the needs. Next, we have our target customers. Our approach is local, and therefore, for the time being, we will initially be beneficial for the people of Jorhat and other small towns around us. It is suitable to almost all economic backgrounds and earning age groups, and our company is initially B2C and in future will be B2B, ranging from private to government sectors. We will be harnessing potential clients by building our customer base, especially through young working couples, elderly people, residential apartments or societies, and commercial hubs. Market validation and our scale-up plan. Organized service commerce is a small young industry in Assam, contributing to 44% of the state's GDP. While Assam is a very large market for home and local services with a population of almost 3.6 crore people, there aren't many billion-dollar companies in this segment today. The industry is barely 20 years old with an unorganized market situation, fragmented supply side operated by middlemen. As a result, experiences are broken for both customers and service professionals, each largely relying upon word of mouth to discover the other. With time, we'll plan to scale up and branch out our company. A detailed expansion plan is stated in the timeline, and we are expected to hit the global market by the year 2030. Our pilot project. Our company has already taken its first step by launching a pilot project on 29th of July with the aim of analyzing the service sector in the local market, as well as to interact with the customers and take the feedback to make the consumer experience and the whole process more favorable. We employ 2 workers for the understated services, one being skilled in electrical and plumbing service, and the other one had vocational knowledge. In the last 15 days, we generated a total turnover of rupees 5,750, and our company's profit was rupees 1,006.25. Our marketing strategy. After identifying our customers, we'll put 5 P's of marketing in place. That is product, price, promotion, place, and people. This includes SEOs, banners and pamphlets, client personas, to social media ads, and most importantly, consumer incentives. To make sure the best use of our services, we will provide multiple platforms for people to interact with us. Online platforms such as app and website will let people avail our services in a few clicks. Also, we will be providing the option for toll-free number and a physical office for people who do not have access to technology. Our market adoption plan. To have a smooth transition in the market, we will be adopting the following methods. The first one being organizing events like curtain raisers, competitions, awareness camps, etc. Second being partnership with a local startup called Bola Cab Service for the transportation of our employees and hardware shops. Lastly, we'll collaborate with schools and other educational institutes and other establishments with the intention to acquire a service contract. Now, Daksha, over to you.
Yes, Darshil. Now we come to the competitive analysis. Now, the service sector in Jorhat is not utilized in the most efficient manner. There's a local business called Serve Anything, which mainly provides home parlor and salon with few basic services. They operate through online mode only and have poor management and operation techniques. Another local business is Loknath Home Services, who, unlike their name, only provide home renovating and interior design services. Lastly, we have an MNC competitor called Urban Company, which only works in metropolitan cities and commercial hubs. Now, our unique selling point. Apart from being accessible and time as well as cost efficient, our USP lies in uplifting society, creating job opportunities for the pandemic affected unemployed strata, along with being completely eco-friendly. Now we have the revenue model. After first, the pricing of the blue collared services. Now the price will depend upon the nature of the work, the amount of work, and lastly on the time taken. Our company's commission rate will be an average 15 to 20% on each individual service. Our service cost would include service or labor fees, transportation fees, and convenience fees. An example of the price breakup is shown. Then we have also a subscription mode available. Now, our company has planned to provide subscriptions on half-yearly and yearly basis, as you can see in the slide, and we also plan to extend customer loyalty incentives and consultancies. Now, the pricing for the white-collared services. Now, the price dependencies will be the same and the exact amount won't be the same. Now, other important details, we will be sourcing our funds through the stated means. Now, the mode of payment will be through the given methods. Now, for the employee contract of the blue-collared service, we will be hiring workers on a monthly salary basis along with multiple incentives based on their performance and character. Now, we'll also fix some agreements with them so that they don't work individually and have to be present whenever we ask for. And for the white-collared professionals, they will have the option for to join the company part-time, full-time, or like a general enlistment. Now, slide for social impact, and we will be working on social upliftment, empowering women, provision of training to our employees and education to their children, eradicating poverty and homelessness, and at last building a company completely eco-friendly, and we will be supporting aquaponics and hydroponics and thereby rejuvenate nature. Thank you, and we're open for queries now.
Well done, team from DPS Jorhat, Assam. I am not sure, but I think you had a timer open in front of you because you also hit it right at 8 minutes, 0 seconds. I would now request judges for the questions.
Great. Thank you, DPS Jorhat. That was an excellent presentation. Wonderful initiative in the sense that a lot of us want tradesmen and craftsmen to enter our house, but we find it difficult, especially in societies where we live, very high-rise buildings. Question one. Have you checked up on any other competition and similar companies elsewhere? Do you have any competition?
So I would like.
Yes,
so
yes. Go. Continue, Simran.
So we have known about the service called Loknath Services, but they don't provide these services as quite often as we will provide. So I think we don't have any competition with us. We don't have any competition, and Urban Company doesn't supply their service here. Like there is nothing called Urban Clap here. Nobody knows what is Urban Clap or something like that. So I think our workers will work here.
Right. I also like
I'd like to add to that.
Yes, carry on.
Sir, like our initial target will be basic rural areas. So Urban Company has no relation to that. And companies which are mentioned in the slide called Serve Anything and Loknath Home Services have limited services. And also there is only one mode of interaction with the customers. So like they can't attract more customers, to which we have implemented the plans of various modes.
Thank you. So you're starting small in Jorhat only, but are you going to spread your tentacles to other parts of Assam and pan-India or something?
Yes, for that, we made a expansion plan in our slide. Let me just show you. Yes, sir.
Yes.
First, this year, we already have started a business in Jorhat by a pilot project. And by 2023, we expect to expand our business in Upper Assam. And by 2024, it's gonna get to Lower Assam. And by the year 2026, our business is expected to be started in entire Northeast and also in Guwahati. As Guwahati is to be mentioned differently because urban company is already working there. So we will give them a good competition there.
My last question is: are you including consumer feedback on your people who are working for you?
Yes,
yes, sir, definitely.
How
We
is
are
that
including customer feedback. For any startup company, I think customer feedback is really important.
Okay. So
And sir, I'm gonna add to that again.
Yeah. Yes.
Sir, we have fixed some part of our salary for the employees, but the other part of the salary is completely dependent on what the customer feedback says and like about the character, the performance, and the mannerism. So with that, we ensure well mannerism of our employees, at the same time focusing on customer feedbacks.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Hi, everyone. Am I audible now?
Yes, sir, you are.
Yes, sir, you are.
Great. Well done, team. I think my question is related to what Guneet was saying about the feedback for the services that your employees give. Now, have I understood you correctly that you're going to have people or employees on your payroll and they will have to be there present at your beck and call?
Yes,
is
sir.
that
Yeah.
is that the intention?
Yeah, sir, exactly.
So have you done some mathematics behind it as the number of hours that you'll have to pay for them? What is the demand against which your employees services? See, remember, these are all people who will be only adding cost to you if you are not able to generate calls for them. Yeah. So can you just give me some idea around this?
Yes, sir. So I'll explain it with the example of our pilot project conclusions.
Sure.
So we recently started the pilot project. So the revenue model which we implemented in these days were that all the after locally marketing our service that we are starting as a pilot project. Then what we did was we hired them in a monthly basis, and monthly basis in the sense that all the work they do in a month, they get the fixed amount that they have already done the work. Means after cutting our share from their work, means their share. Means if the service costs in this example, in electrical work, it came up to be 1,600 rupees. His total earning for a month, for example, then we'll have our service commission minus from his share. So, for example, after our commission, if he's left with an amount of say rupees 1,200, then this will be the payment for his monthly wage. This will be the monthly salary, and on top of that, as Guneet has mentioned, that half of the salary would come from the reviews and ratings they get on their deliveries of their service. So how high they get the ratings or the reviews from the customers, and so the bonuses and incentive of their salaries will rise.
Also, sir, I would like to add.
Sorry, let me repeat the question.
Yeah, sure, sir.
There's a difference between having an employee on your payroll and paying him a monthly salary, than having a person under a contract with you so that they are available at your beck and call when you have a service through your app. Just so, for example, when I visit another city, say Bombay, and I call for an Uber, the Uber driver, when I get off the cab, he'll say, "Sir, ye mera number hai," and you call me. You don't have to call me through Uber. Just call me directly. So that I don't have to pay commission to Uber, right? And same thing is what exactly you are saying. So there is a risk that you're running, and assumption you're making is that all the people who you are providing services through your app will always, take it through them, and the people who are serving through your app will only serve it through your app. So I think there needs to be a bit of a correction there. If you've thought through it, I would like to hear from you.
Yes, sir. So for that, we have thought of having a contractual agreement with the workers, so that if something kind of this happens, we have the knowledge of this, and they'll have to pay some amount of the money that will fix, like maybe for 10,000 or 15,000. If we find any kind of this kind of things, we will have the worker to pay the amount, and also the consumer who is availing the services through wrong means, like without having us between them and the service providers, the consumer and the service provider will then have to pay us the required amount of the money.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, sir, like you are asked for management of workers. So for that, like when we plan to expand our business, we would be using the means of temporary staffing, so that our main emphasis is not on hiring and managing the workers. That we could outsource, and our main emphasis would then be on expanding and like scaling our business.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. I think you guys have done really very good job. It's a thought through presentation. Well done, team.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, judges. Thank you, team, for the presentation. Ladies and gentlemen, the poll is on your screen. You have 90 seconds to vote. For the team from DPS Jorhat, Assam, do let us know what you think of their performance. You can rate them 5 on 20, 10 on 20, 15 on 20, or 20 on 20. Well, the judges have given the feedback on your business plan, and I'm sure the audience are also having their say. I am in awe of your PPT skills. That's one of the most slick looking PPTs I've seen in my life. Very, very good job done.
Thank you, sir.
"43 seconds in, 53% of people have voted. Well, from the looks of it, we are a very popular primetime show in Jorhat right now. 1 minute, 12 seconds in, 60% of votes in. Just the last few seconds, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to let us know what you think of the team's presentation, you just have the last 5 seconds. And that's time. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for letting us know. Thank you, team, for the presentation. I would now like to call upon the next team, the Global Indian International School from Singapore. Guys, could you please switch on your cameras? Please do let me know who will be sharing the screen.
I will be sharing the screen.
Right.
Is it visible?
Yes, we can see your screen. Let me know once you're ready to start.
We'll start.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, college, potentially the last years of education one receives, the final stages of a student no longer being a student. Leaving home is really scary, moving away and never knowing when you'll come back. Imagine being all settled in your dorm room and now you're craving some of your mom's food, but you don't know how to make it since you've had your head buried under those books for all those years. Now you try to socialize with people from your own community, but are unable to do so because of social anxiety. By the time the festivities roll in, you're extremely homesick, which makes you want to watch movies to reminisce. With Unique, all your problems will be solved. Craving some of mom's food? Don't worry, the app will be able to connect you with restaurants that will satiate those cuisine cravings of yours. If you aren't able to make friends, don't worry, the app will be able to connect you with people from your own community that will make the move much more bearable. By the time the festivities have rolled in, Unique would have virtually equipped you with a whole new community. And even after that, if you're feeling homesick, you will be able to purchase airfare tickets at a discounted rate through our app.
Students sometimes go abroad to study. However, the problem that they usually face is that they find it difficult to connect to culture, familiarity, and family in their home countries. So they feel alienated when they reside in. To further clarify the problem, we did a market research survey among youth living abroad. And based on this, we built the persona John. We identified his characteristics and we narrowed down on the target of our app. We also did user journey mapping to identify the major stops along the user journey. We decided to partner with certain organizations using this map to provide important services to our clients. Our app had two main features to solve the problem. One was the connection feature to connect students with each other. For example, this would allow them to exchange homemade food and this would combat loneliness. The other feature was a mentorship feature, which would connect students with those who can help them solve their problems. This way they can get advice for important problems such as finding part-time jobs, which can be invaluable in university.
As you can see here, there is a huge untapped market potential, which our app definitely fulfills. Currently, our app is aiming for the Singaporean market, in which almost 24,000 students are studying abroad. However, this is just the beginning. When we look worldwide, more than 4 million undergraduate students are currently learning abroad. If we combine all our target audiences, including parents of these students, this number comes to more than 12 million. Furthermore, it is increasing by approximately 12% each year. Even if we control a small part of this market, this is a huge number of customers, which will contribute largely to our revenue.
We have segregated our marketing channels into two main ones, physical and virtual channels, and have decided to use above the line and below the line marketing strategies. The physical channel consists of bus stop ads and partnerships. Over 90% of the population sees a bus stop ad each week. The sheer level of exposure to bus stop ads is an appealing argument to make use of them. Partnerships with career counseling and educational institutions that assist students in the application process allow them to find out about our app. The virtual channel consists of SEOs, advertisements, and social media. Ads pop up on consumer web pages based on their web activity, which will allow more students who are moving abroad to find out about our app.
One of our main competitors is a tech giant which dominates a majority of the social media market, Facebook. However, when it comes to our niche market, we certainly hold the higher ground. Firstly, our app is more appealing to university students due to its confidentiality and additional privacy. It especially appeals more to introverts, as the user is not forced to speak out to a group. Rather, he or she can directly contact the individual they wish to communicate with. Our app users also have a greater monetary incentive to help out. Lastly, our app covers a very specific audience and thus feels more personal and homely for parents and students alike.
To survive, every business has to make money, and our business is no different. Paid versions of the app provide a small part of the income, and they include features such as special appointments, discounts on all purchases, ad removal, subscriptions to news and blogs that provide information on the place you live in, access to exclusive events, and many more enticing features for our users. It starts from just $15 a month, as cheap as a Starbucks coffee. Then we have in-app purchases and a trading system between students and other users, in which we take a 10 to 15% commission on the items purchased or sold, whether they are goods or services. We will also have partnerships with other companies like career counseling institutes, F&B companies, airline companies, and even freelancing professionals, where we share the money earned when users purchase their goods or services. Lastly, ads. Unlike Facebook, which has ads all over the website, we will have a few non-interrupting ads and pop-up ads once every user visit.
We have researched extensively on sustainable partnerships between other companies. So let's start with the most important ones, banks. We communicated with two leading banks in Singapore, OCBC, and DBS, and they were open to partnerships to reduce the interest rates of student loans. Additionally, since in-app purchases will have to be secured, we explored the possibility of using Stripe, which offered very reasonable rates, as can be seen here. Coming to airlines, we contacted two popular airlines, Singapore Airlines and Air India, who were open to partnership talks once our app was launched and had a wide enough customer base.
We have also reached out to 4 career counseling institutes, Crimson Education, The Muse, Coaching for Good, and iCareer Solutions for partnerships with our business. However, we are still awaiting a response from them.
One of our other connections are mobile companies, through which students who register with the app get discounts in exchange for marketing and promoting these companies. This is known as affiliate marketing. The companies we have contacted are AT&T, Verizon, T-Mobile, and Vodafone. So how does our app change the lives of over 10 million people each year? It solves the problem faced by millions of students around the world, loneliness, by bringing them together. It makes many services cheaper and more convenient by bringing them all together in one place. It positively affects universities as well, because most students will be willing to travel abroad. It helps out our partner universities and career counseling institutes, since you don't need to reach out to their audience on their own. Finally, it provides a platform for freelancing professionals to make money.
Our team consists of 6 members, but due to constraints on the number of speakers, one of them wasn't able to speak today. Akshaya was in charge of creating the presentation and devising the market strategy. Pratyush and Praneeth conducted the market research and survey analysis. The identification of the problem was done by Rahul. I, Prakamya, came up with our revenue model. Vishnu Maya took up the task of identifying our competition. We all worked together to reach out to different companies, including airlines, mobile companies, educational and career coaching institutes, and banking companies for partnerships with our business. And finally, Praneeth, Pratyush, Rahul, and myself developed the app. So what are you all waiting for? Visit the following link to meet your digital buddy.
Guys, is that the presentation? All right.
Okay, so well, global international school, Singapore. I loved your presentation. It was very seamless, and your diction and your speech was, absolutely crisp. Couple of questions. I know you're going to start in Singapore, but what about students elsewhere? That's my first question. And also, what about students from different parts of India in states that are not very familiar with them? Are you going to include that also?
So the best place,
Carry on.
So the best place to start is at home, because this is where we are based, and this is where we'll first set up our bank account. So this is why we decided we will first start in Singapore. But what this means is that Singaporean students who go and travel study abroad. So this not only doesn't cover the universities in Singapore, instead it covers universities outside Singapore to which Singaporean students travel. And let me just go back to the slide over here. You can see over here. So after we go ahead with Singapore, we will go on to other countries as well, including India. As we can see, there is a lot of potential over there. There's a lot of market for us over there.
Okay.
To add on to his question.
Yeah, carry on, please.
So as he said, our bank accounts would be set up in Singapore first. Ideally, after we've dominated this market, we would be able to financially be more stable, be able to invest in the app services that happen in other countries.
Yes, and you've also done a lot of homework and reached out to companies and airlines, which is very good. What about once student is new, he'd love your app and it'll be useful. But 1.5 years, 2 years in the country, he doesn't need your app. He knows pretty much his way around the town. So your basic potential market is going to be newcomers. Is that right?
Yes. So every year, there will be newcomers coming to our app, and maybe some old comers will stay because they may like some features which will help them, for example, in postgraduate, or maybe even if they're doing a PhD.
And adding
Yes,
to
sir.
that, there's a mentorship feature. So basically, elder students can help the new coming students in acclimatizing better to the place that they've moved to. So they can still be a part of the ecosystem that the app creates.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good. I'm really impressed. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
I think I must say kudos to Rahul and the team for this problem identification. It's a brilliant recognition of the problem, and I think you must use social inclusion as one of the themes for this idea. It's a problem which is faced by many whom I have known in my life. So I think I could relate to it very well, and I'm sure that others viewing the presentation right now would have the same view. The presentation was very good, so congratulations again. I have two questions. My first question is, if you can explain to me in your partnership model, say for example with the coaching institutes, how would that really operate? So give me operational, details about the partnership. How would it work?
Yeah. So we're partnering up with both educational institutions and career counseling institutions simultaneously. So essentially, while around the final stages of whatever services the career counseling institutions might be providing, whether it be coaching for an interview or for, let's say in the case of universities abroad, once they've got confirmation from the university or got their conditional or unconditional offer, around the final stages of them embarking on their journey to leave school and start in a brand new place, basically start from scratch. That's where we come into the picture. Essentially, by partnerships, not only would apps, places like career counseling institutions, they would be able to recommend us as to how and why our app would help them. And educational institutions such as schools that they've decided to partner up with, our own school being an example, they would be able to heavily advertise our app as to ease their transition from school life into college life.
Okay. So can you also explain the difference between the free version and the paid version? A little more detail, please.
Yes, of course. So basically what the free version has is it has all the features that we listed before. Sir, your audio is echoing.
So I think his voice is echoing. Yes, thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir. Yes, so the free version includes all the features that we mentioned before, including mentorship features, career counseling, and the trading system where I can sell something and someone else can buy it on the app. And whatnot. And obviously it'll have ads because you see free apps nowadays, they'll have ads to actually keep their income flowing. So that's what the free version will have. Now the paid version will have the same things, not just the same things, but for one thing, ads are removed, as all paid versions of any app does nowadays. So ads will be removed. Then you will get discounts on whatever whatever goods you buy. Let's say I buy a textbook through the app from someone else, I will get a discount on that provided by the app itself if I have signed up for a paid version. Then what else? For example, if I book an appointment with a career counselor, I'll be able to get a discount on that if I'm using the paid version. And additionally, we've added this one feature that if that each dollar you spend or each some amount of money that you spend on the app, you get some points. And these points can be traded in for vouchers that you can use to get discounts again on any purchase that you make on the app.
So one more thing I'd like to add, Prakame mentioned two of the important partnerships we're doing and where students will get discount. But another two important ones are firstly student loans. So student loans, when they're traveling abroad, they will get extra like reduced interest rates on these student loans once we have partnered up with these banks. And one more important thing is airline tickets, because students tend to travel a lot. And if, for example, we support like from India to other countries, we support Air India, and from Singapore to other countries, we partner up with Singapore Airlines. So more students will tend to use these airlines, which will help them. And at the same time, they'll get discounts. Yes.
Okay, so are you making an assumption that once a person has decided to study abroad, so for example, an Indian student has decided to go to Singapore to study, it's right then the person would get on to your app, or is it only after I have taken admission and I'm in Singapore and I got settled in my college, then I would get onboarded to your app? How have you planned onboarding of students on your app?
So firstly, we will partner up at the school level. So therefore, like when students are about to graduate, they will be aware of this app through their school, because of course the school will want to help the students, and thus they will help share our app. So that's when they will join our app. That's when from there on, they will be like tied with our app for career counseling, for any other thing. Yeah.
I'd also like to add on to that. We aren't essentially making an assumption on whether they would be joining or not, because we've created actual primary data, the market research that we've undergone, and the responses from the survey that we took. That's how we exactly made what our app will cater to and the exact problems, and as to when. And that's exactly how we made the approach as to when we would come in advertisement-wise or marketing-wise. If it were to be before they graduate, by the time they graduate, or after they graduate.
Thank you. Brilliant presentation. Kudos again.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, judges, for those questions. Well done, team. Let's see what the audience thinks. Audience, please do let us know what you think of the presentation from the Global Indian International School in Singapore. You have the poll on your screen now. You can rate them 5 on 20, 10 on 20, 15 on 20, or 20 on 20. Did one of you guys design this presentation? Because your graphic design skills are up there.
Yes, actually, Akshaya designed the presentation.
Well done. Very, very impressive.
Thank you.
We're about 50 seconds in and 57% of people have voted.
Sir, can I stop screen sharing now?
Yeah, please. I know it's a little late in Singapore, but I'm sure we fill that afternoon slot pretty well. The last 15 seconds, ladies and gentlemen, do let us know what you think of the team. We are at 61% votes now. Another almost 40% people yet to let us know what you thought. The last 5 seconds. And that's time. Thank you. Thank you so much for your votes. Thank you, team, for that presentation. I would now like to call upon the next school, the Learning Path School from Mohali. If you could please switch on your cameras. I'll stop my share so that one of you can share your screen. I can see that you are sharing an online presentation. No problem with that.
Yes.
In our previous round, we had a bit of an issue with slides not moving forward. Do you want to kind of quickly run through a few slides so that you are sure that there is no problem?
Yes, just a minute.
Sure.
Yes, it's all working. Thank you.
Great, Sharia. So the team from
May we
Learning Path
begin?
School, the team from Learning Path School Mohali, all the best. Your 8 minutes on the clock starts now.
Good evening to all the judges. Welcome to the project presentation for Team V2C, Project Segbo, the segregating bot from Learning Path School.
Problem statement. Solid waste management is a challenge in the rapidly developing urbanized world, a complex process requiring elaborate logistics and management. Unpaid and unrecognized rack pickers are a critical part of waste management, but at high risk due to infection from handling waste. Growing menace of land and water pollution disturbs life support systems and endangering life in all forms.
To solve this, we created Project Segbo, the segregating bot. Here we have the 3D model showing our first prototype. Our project works on the simple mechanism of scanning your waste using an AI camera and segregating it into dry and wet waste, reducing 80% of household waste. Once you place your waste inside the bin on the lid, the AI camera, with the help of its sensors, detects the type of waste. And using Python or YOLO AI programming, the Raspberry Pi or the Arduino motherboard scans the waste and sends its commands to the servo motors that are run by the capacitor board and the motor board to segregate your waste into the left for the wet and into the right for the dry waste. Using this simple mechanism, we can segregate waste in seconds. As you can see in the video, and as soon as I put the dry waste, it dropped right down below, detected by the camera. But if I put a banana, the dustbin recognizes as wet waste and drops it down to the left side, segregating the waste for you.
So now, who will be our target market? We would target business to in community, high income earners, tech freaks. In business to business, we would target government, municipality, their office, private office, and also some slum areas. We would collaborate with government, community, NGOs, and rack pickers, as they would be the one taking our ideas to the community. Now, our competitive landscape. There are 4 major competitors. First one is the Binny, which is an AI-based waste bin with segregated and compressed facilities. Second is the smart dustbin, which identifies the kind of material being thrown inside it and segregates into bio or non-biodegradable, only using a wetness sensor which lacks precision. Third is the sensor dustbin, which has inbuilt hand sensor. It lacks segregation or compression features. Fourth are the color-coded bins, which are widely used for waste disposal segregation, but segregation efficiency depends on awareness levels of the society.
First up, to make a dustbin aware to everyone around the world, we are socializing on all major sites. We have our own Instagram page, our Twitter, our YouTube, and our site, where you can directly go to our social web page to access our latest updates and the things we're going to do for the future of Segbo. The links of the Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and all the other sites will be put in the chat box for you to view.
Now, I will be explaining the finances of Segbo. The total cost of equipment startup is rupees 28,715. We have decided to manufacture 2 Segbo in a day. So in 1 month, we plan to achieve a target of manufacturing 60 Segbo. The total cost is rupees 3,74,100. The indirect costs such as marketing, transport, preliminary expenses for 1 month cost about rupees 44,500. The breakup cost of 1 Segbo is shown on the screen. The total cost including transport and marketing expenses is rupees 6,900. We have decided to sell 1 Segbo at rupees 7,000. We have also calculated the number of products which we have to sell in a month to achieve a break-even point, which is 13 units. Break-even point, it is when a company has no net profit or losses, and the cost of revenue is equal to the cost of production. We have also created a plan for the first 3 years of our business. Most businesses don't make any profit in the first year of their business, according to Forbes. In fact, most new businesses need 18 to 24 months to reach profitability. And in reality, it is that 25% of new businesses fail in their first year, according to Small Business Administration. So we'll be focusing on achieving break-even point in our first 2 years of production. The money earned by us in these 2 years will be largely focused on marketing, that is increasing our product's visibility in the market and customer satisfaction. In the 3rd year, our main focus will be on using the funds given by the government and other sources like banks, ad revenue, etc. to enhance our product and expand our business to near heights. Also, we hope to increase our productivity by at least 10% and try to make some profits. In this year, we also work on going outside our comfort zone and try things which we have never tried before. Plus, we'll also expand our company, hire more workers, and buy a separate manufactory for the production of Segbo.
Future scope of Segbo. Segbo is something that was needed, is needed, and will be needed in the future because it solves a problem which is very difficult to tackle and solve. So we have prepared a foolproof future plan for Segbo. We first think of large production, which can be done by collaboration or partnership with restaurants, offices, etc. because those are the ones which collect most of this garbage and can be segregated. Then we think of turning the collected waste by Segbo into something useful that can be used by the user. Now we also think of putting such a system that can automatically tell the user that the dustbin is full and needs to be emptied. Also, we would think of such a way that the garbage collected in the dustbin can be compressed, so it will be easy for it to carry it out. Also, we would like to introduce RFID protection system to prevent theft of that dustbin because we don't want to get your dustbin lost. Also, I would like to tell that all these things will take place after 3 years of successful production and marketing.
We present to you SDG 12, Responsible Consumption and Management, and its 5th target to substantially reduce waste generation through prevention, reduction, recycling, and reuse by 2030. Sustainable consumption and its production is about promoting resource and energy efficiency, sustainable infrastructure, and providing access to basic services. Overall, a better quality of life, which requires a systematic approach and cooperation among citizens. Hence, Segbo, the segregating board, will help us tackle the cause.
Thank you so much for listening to our presentation. I hope you liked it. And now I would like the judges to please ask us the questions.
Thank you very much, Learning Path School. Special kudos to you because some of your students were, I think, from junior classes, and they spoke very well. Well, some of my questions are, I'm going to play the devil's advocate. It's a high-tech gadget that you have done. Have you made a prototype?
Yes, I forgot to mention, we do have a prototype with us right now. We did not show the working because it would have taken a lot of our time just to set it up and show it. So we showed you a video, but I can show you the prototype.
Okay, now see, you spent a lot of high-tech gadgetry into making this device, but at the end of it, you still have the refuse, the rubbish, in two places, the wet and the dry. You still have to take it away. You still have to do something to it. So you're spending a lot of money in just doing one process. There's still a lot left to do. You still have to take it out. That's one question. Is it viable? Is it worthwhile?
So when we are collecting the waste, that is why in the future scope, we have said that we'll work on this stuff. We are making we'll work on something that can turn the collected material into something useful that can be then reused or then released easily.
Okay. Also, being expensive, this will be only viable in offices and big companies where, which are, expensive and multinational. But the problem is not there. Those people already have awareness. They could actually use the colored bins to segregate waste. Where it's really is in the streets, where this is not going to be used.
So we have mentioned in our PPT would also be targeting slums, as there are most of the people in slums do not even have money to buy one dustbin. And here we provide them a dustbin which they can use normally, but it will be effective dustbin which will be giving you dry and wet waste. So it is not always that we will be And also we have a future plan where we're thinking to reduce the size of the Segbo and take it the middle class consumers also in the future.
Okay.
And to add to her point, sir, I would just like to say that when we have normal colored coded dustbins that you mentioned, we figured out that people do not have the time in their busy lives to actually, dump the waste into the different colored dustbins. Our bin is the first step to reducing waste. Even by the government, we have several initiatives to segregate waste, but people are not able to segregate it very efficiently. So if our first step can help into the process of reducing waste by recycling and all, then I believe that our dustbin reduces the need of using a lot of thinking power just to segregate your waste, which can go wrong.
Right. Okay. So will it work if I throw a bottle? If I have a Coke and there's little Coke left in it and I throw the bottle in, will it segregate the bottle?
Sir, for now, it will classify the bottle a little slowly because we're still progressing on the AI because it's like a child. So we have to teach it very slowly. But in the coming future, they definitely will be able to segregate the bottle much efficiently and faster.
Thank you very much for the presentation. Well done.
I think this was a brilliant presentation. Kudos to all of you, especially Shaurya. I love your delivery. You are a champ, I must say.
Thank you, sir.
So can I say that you are a technology robotics appliance company? Are you positioning yourself as that?
Sir, partially.
Okay, what is the other part?
So we also want to target our society and be helpful for them. So we will also be working as influencers. So that's why we have mentioned the rack pickers and the slum people. And all the rack pickers people would be helping us to go to the community. So that would be one of our others part.
Have you further thought this through, and can you share some of your reflections?
I didn't get your question, sir.
I'm asking, have you thought through the interaction and the engagement of the rack pickers and reaching out to the community? Can you throw some more reflections on it?
So yes, so we have thought about it. So the rack pickers which come to our house,
Sir, yes, we have been conversing and surveying with different rack pickers. And also we have been trying to contact them, trying to influence them into using our technology, because yes, it will take time for them to adapt, but we are trying our level best, and we are constantly holding surveys, we are holding meetings with them, and we are visiting slum areas before the lockdown and sometime during the lockdown to converse with them and know what their problem is, so that we can constantly improve our project and implement it slowly, stage by stage.
Also, the rack pickers which work as what's the work is to collect garbage. Eventually, in the end of the day, that garbage causes them many diseases. So from my perspective, what I have thought and what I think they be thinking is that instead of dying for a business, they would like to come with us and work with us and help us build a better community and help being disease free also.
Because of when wastes are combined together, they release a lot of toxic gases, which we have been learning since we were in school. And that is a common problem that nobody addresses. Because of that, there are so many deaths happening in India, and not just India, the whole world is suffering because of the problem of toxic gases, animal loss, and everything. And that's why segregating the waste will be a major step in providing a cleaner and greener future.
Brilliant. Thank you very much.
Thank you, judges, for those questions. Thank you, team, for the presentation. Let me quickly share the poll. Ladies and gentlemen, you have the poll on your screens. You have 90 seconds to vote for the team from Learning Path School, Mohali. Shaurya, honest admission, when I was in class 9, I could not have put together sentences that you are just rolling off so well. In fact, the entire team, extremely impressive with the work you've done. The working prototype absolutely takes the cake. But you
Thank
saying,
you.
you telling Bharat sir that this is like a little child and has to be taught is my favorite line of the whole evening so far.
Thank you so
Ladies and
much.
gentlemen, you're welcome. We're about 40 seconds in, 54% of people have voted. I'm guessing the other 45% people who have not yet voted are the ones who felt guilty about not segregating their garbage and have just gone out to their garbage bins to do that. I suggest you come back and vote for the team because this will be on your screen only for 20 more seconds. $20 to go. If I may request the next team, which is Army Public School, to please get ready. And that's time. Thank you. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for sharing your votes with us. Army Public School, you're up next.
So Navya will be sharing slides.
Yep. Let me know when you're ready to start.
So we are ready.
All right. Army Public School, Shankar, Vihar, New Delhi. All the best. Your 8 minutes start now.
Do you feel you're a bit depressed lately? Feeling mentally stressed and exhausted? Do you feel that you're physically inactive and have poor eating habits? Do you feel you have wonderful ideas and plans, but you're not able to organize and execute them? A year back from now, during the lockdown, I had the exact same problems. I looked in the mirror and saw that I was unfit. I had a million of ideas, but no way to organize it. And later on, I was just sad. It took continuous efforts for me to get out of this rut that I was in. I had to spend a lot of time finding the correct exercises, the proper diets. I had downloaded 4 to 5 apps to coordinate between my to-do list, diets, workouts, and everything that I needed. And in the end, I was still confused. So I, along with my teammates in APA Shankar Vihar, have created Foxton Health, which strives to address this issue that everyone faces today, an issue of depression, sedentary lifestyle, physical inactivity, lack of productivity. We want our users to know that we can help them by changing their life for the better. But the question is how? By providing a one-stop application catering to the needs of our users. At Foxton Health, we provide a service tending towards holistic development of an individual, keeping mental well-being at the center of our app, and also providing physical exercises, diets, and a productivity space. If you're feeling down, facing issues, and no one can understand you, talk to our professionals over a call or vent out in a mental health chat boxes. You want hardcore abs? We got you covered with the personalized exercises. You want to learn how to dance? We got you covered with the regimens. Confused with your diets? Talk to your dietitian in the app itself. Want to make meeting notes or write a synopsis for your upcoming book? Use a productivity facility in our app. We provide all of these facilities in just one app for you.
Now let's take you on to the prototype of our app. Initially, a user will have the features to log in and sign up. And when they sign up, they only have to provide us with their age, height, and weight. Any other information has to be shared between the professional and the users directly. As you can see, I have set my progress with respect to the productivity hours I have recorded. I can go on to my productivity module and see my daily reminders and long-term goals. I have to finish writing my book and my Zumba classes, but my book is 80% complete, which I can see by the progress bar. I can go onto the chat box and see who all I'm texting and call a professional anytime. I have personalized exercises just for me. I can go on to the diets part of the app, which is segregated mainly into main course snacks and beverages, and every single one of them caters to me in one way or the other. I can see what my friends are doing, what they're liking, who they're befriending, see if I have any mutual out there. I can go onto my account and personalize it in any way I want.
Every startup needs funds to turn into a glorious business in the future. We will be able to raise 18 lakhs for a maximum period of 3 years to angel investors. We will also be issuing shares to family members to raise capital, and our other options include bootstrapping and crowdfunding for 60,000 and 50,000 rupees respectively. This slide shows the anticipated expenses for the initial year of the business. And this slide shows the premium plans and commission caps with the professionals providing expert advice in our app.
Our major sources of revenue will be through in-app purchases, targeted advertisements, and increasing consumer traffic through advertising ourselves. We have our strengths in making our users' well-being our priority by dwelling into the specifics of the issues that users face in terms of their productivity and health. Our weaknesses and threats lie in data security, but they'll be tackled to the best of their ability within the process of app development itself. But apart from all of this, why should a consumer download our app? Could it be for the fact that we provide you with a particular fitness regime, just so you can go cycle, go for a run, take a boxing, do cardio training with each and every element of the plan working to your benefit? Or could it be that we let you talk your problems out and ensure that you get the help you need? Perhaps it's the fact that we push you to be the best version of yourself every single day. All in all, we take care of everything for you because our priority is your well-being. With our intentions revealed, it is important for us to showcase our app in the public space, which we attempt to do by PR kits, which will act as pre-packaged sets of promotional material. We also plan to reach out to our consumers with the help of social media promoters, which will create a consumer base for ourselves and a very strong social media presence. Another strategy of ours is visibility optimization, which involves implementing search engine optimization strategies. If you're looking to download a wellness or productivity app, you would see our app within the very first panel itself.
Do you have problems focusing on your daily tasks? Do you want to change your lifestyle and be more productive and healthier, but need a bit of guidance? Then our app is just the right thing for you. Health has become an understatement in recent times. Students, lawyers, engineers, and everyone else need to take care of their health. Everyone needs to realize that their health and mindfulness is one asset that never fails to yield results. To assist in this realization, we try to target individuals over the age of 16 years who are very cautious about their wellness. This will include people who may not be able to afford professional advice and corporate companies who buy gym membership for their employees. We at Foxton Health conducted a survey to find out about our future possible consumers, and to our surprise, the response was overwhelming, as not only did we receive more than 100 responses, more than 70% of the people of various age groups were keen on downloading our app. We have two major competitors in our line of business and functioning, namely CultFit and Movement Genius. Our unique selling proposition is that we provide all the facilities that CultFit provides separately in a single premium package, which covers personalized workout plans, diets and meetings with professionals, and in tandem, acting as a cheaper alternative. Our productivity space in a wellness app also makes our app stand out in general and makes it a better option among the rest. Our social impact mainly includes destigmatizing mental health with awareness campaigns, catering to the lower middle class with affordable and available resources, and ensuring that the notion of skinny means healthy is eradicated from the mindsets of our consumers. You must think, where do we see ourselves in the next 5 years? We hope to increase our consumer base and reach out to educational institutions and workplaces to provide our services and see to it that our motive of ensuring wellness is fulfilled. We would like to increase the gamut of our services by introducing therapy dogs, more and better workouts, diet combinations, and for the first time in India, mental health centers for those who need it. With all being said, we strive to ensure our users achieve a dream which they sought out to achieve. To conclude, we would like to say that we at Foxton Health believe in making your wellness our priority. Thank you.
Thank you, team. Would request the judges for the questions, and very well done.
Very well done, Army Public School. Deeply impressed with that innovation. It's right down my street because, with the pandemic, I saw a proliferation of fitness apps and everyone was doing yoga and there was so much out there. And the good thing about your innovation is that you actually are promoting not only, a particular type of fitness regime, but you're also doing mental health, and you're doing all sorts of wellness programs, which is really an eye-opener because in the medical profession, you see everyone's looking at illness, they're treating illness. Well, you're all promoting health, which is such a, great, it's really an eye opener. My thing is that you have a lot of competition. You've got a lot of competition in the market, and people are going to Nike and all the other ones. There's so many wristbands and fitness gadgets. How are you going to get known? I mean, what is your modus operandi? How are you going to get in there and take on the big companies?
So as you said correctly, we have a lot of competition. But we have identified one of the major competitors that we may feel will give us a real challenge in India that we will set up our base. So this is Cultfit. If Navya, you could go to that particular slide. So we had, so what we had initially noticed is that Cultfit was providing different services, which was similar to us, but they were not punctual. They were not providing, or they were not meeting consumer expectations. And at the same time, they were not affordable at all. We're trying to mitigate just that by providing affordable services and personalized services so that this journey of wellness is achieved to the best of its ability, and our users always feel at home and they don't have to worry about anything. That's a guarantee. That's a guarantee that we would like to offer.
So adding on to that, I would like to point out that we're majorly catering to a group of young adults, and one problem we've faced with the recent changes in trends is that since everything's online, our productivity has decreased. A lot of us are interested in non-conventional activities, which might not be supported on a platform we are right now. But then when we're encouraging people to do whatever they want, and as long as they're counting it to their productivity, it is helpful to them, then we're catering to the notion that anything you do, as long as you're enjoying it, is good. And we would also like to point out that we did a major case study on Cultfit, and they're one of our major competitors in the Indian market as of now. Even their premium members are unable to book slots. Their professionals cancel out at the last minute. The live classes are actually recorded. And after the shift of in-person gyms to online classes and recorded tutorials, they cut short on the number of professionals, but the number of people on the digital platform increased, which reduced their personalized aspects.
And also, would your customers also be able to locate the closest mixed martial arts centers and the closest, let's say, CrossFit centers if they want to go for?
So as of now, we don't have that particular facility in our app, but so this is a work in progress. Right now, what we are trying to offer in our app are basically services and so a basic understanding and template for users who want to pursue such things as martial arts or whatever. So you just mentioned right now, as much as possible, and they're comfortable while doing it. So surely we will think of expanding our services to having centers such as that, or including the information on these centers by tying with them in the future.
Right. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Well done. Well,
thank you so much, sir.
And to just add a last point, you talked about how gadgets are also in the market. Gadgets don't really provide a personalized experience, while we do. And they do track your steps, or they do track your calories, but they won't tell you what to eat or what is right for your body, what is right for your body type, which exercise will reduce your fat, or if you want to gain weight, which is appropriate for you. So they don't do that, but we provide that. So
thank you very much. Excellent. Excellent. Thank you.
Again, I think a very well articulated presentation of the problem that you identified. I think mental health is least recognized, in a society that we live in. Tell me, we talked about customizing solutions to your customers, people who belong to your.
So I'm really sorry, but we're unable to get your question.
Okay, I'll start again. Tell me, if I'm a customer and I get onto your app, how would you customize a solution which is best for me? What's the process?
So initially, our app gives our first-time sign-up customer to have a contact with a professional of their choice. At that moment, So say I want to run a 25-kilometer marathon, and I tell the physical exercise professional that my aim is to run a 25-kilometer marathon. What do you suggest? And then the professional takes it forward from there. They tell me that the best way to do this is through having a protein-based diet and starting on jogging initially so that you can build up your stamina. So essentially, our first-time user, whatever their focus may be, say your focus is to gain flexibility, the professional tells you that so you need to indulge in yoga or gymnastics. Say you contact the mental health professional, you tell them that I have anxiety issues. They tell you that these are the breathing exercises you require. So essentially, that is where the personalization part steps in for our app.
Okay, and any diagnostic tools that you're using? Say, for example, I don't know what my problem is, but I don't feel healthy. How can your app help me?
So as Navya clearly said, our professionals go into the specifics of the issues that the users feel. And so if the user is saying that the diet which he is having, he is losing too much weight rather than gaining muscle that he intended to do. The professionals who had earlier suggested the diet, now they can review the entire diet again and again. They can involve the metrics that the user had included in his app, and then on the basis of that and on the basis of the existing diet, chart out a new plan. So the entire realm of our apps is placed on personalized services, which is emphasized by Navya's point again.
And so I just add on to Pranav's bit. So the part about diagnostics. So a lot of people have this habit of self-diagnosing and then believing it to be the truth, which we don't want because self-diagnostics are often incorrect, and which is where the professionals play a major role. Essentially, they have to dive in deeper rather than just word for word, because tomorrow I can be like, oh, I self-diagnosed myself with so and so issue, but that might not be true from a medical or a professional point of view. So as a professional diagnostics, we prefer not to go into it, but if the user is providing the professional with every single issue they're facing, the professional can tackle it forward.
My last question, what's your arrangement, contract with the professionals on your app?
Right. So for the initial year of the business, we are hoping to have a part-time contract with our professionals so that if they have a full-time job, they can also work for us for a specific commission caps with regards to the premium plans that have been bought over here. So if you would take a look at the slide, this could answer your questions.
Yes, and with the professionals, what we plan to do is we first contact them and we work as per their basis. Like initially, we're not employing them full time, so they'll be working part time, and then we'll have full time employees as our app takes off. And initially, what the major problem we faced was how to provide personalized experience without compromising on the quality of it. So we have a particular set ratio that per one professional there will be only 20 individuals assigned, so that the person is not overburdened and the quality of it is not compromised. So majorly we'll be targeting gym instructors, dietitians, nutritionists, and mental health professionals.
Great, thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for your questions.
Thank you, sir.
Judges, thank you so much for the questions. Team, thank you for your presentation. Let's see how many supporters you've built in the audience. Members in the audience, the poll is up on your screen. You know the drill. 90 seconds. You can rate the performance from IIMCIP Public School, from Shankar, Vihar, New Delhi. You can give them 5 on 20, 10 on 20, 15 on 20, or 20 on 20. While the audience is rating you, Pranav, something just happened that I am mighty impressed with. Bharat sir asked you about whether you'll have location-based services and locate the nearest. And in a competition like this, I'm sure the temptation to just say yes as part of our roadmap plan is extremely high. My hats off to you for not doing that. Brilliant. I, for one, stand terribly impressed. 45 seconds in, 54% of people have voted. We are a minute in and 56% of people have voted. The other half of the audience, do consider voting. Do let us know what you think of Foxton Health. The last 10 seconds. And that's time. Thank you. Thank you so much for letting us know your feedback on IIM Public School Shankar Vihar's performance. Thank you, team. I'll now invite the next team up. The Siddharth International Public School from Delhi. If you could please switch on your cameras. I'll stop my share so that you can share your screen. Do let me know when you're
Sir,
ready.
is my screen visible?
Yes, it is. I can see your screen. Once again, since you have an online presentation, can you just move back and forth a few slides so that you know it's working fine?
Yes, sir.
Seems to work
Yes,
okay.
sir, it's working.
Great. Are we good to go?
Sir?
Well, Siddharth International Public School team, all the best. Your time for 8 minutes starts now.
Good evening, everyone. Today, we from Siddharth International Public School are going to present a problem that is currently faced by the retailers in the markets due to this COVID-19 pandemic. Myself, Ekta Arora, and this is our team. We have observed a problem in the market that retailers are facing. Now, let's have a discussion on that. Now, let's have a look what's the problem. During the COVID-19 crisis, after lockdown, when markets were unlocked, then due to congestion, lockdown was again imposed. In some markets and local shopkeepers suffered. In complete lockdown, there was no business loss to any retailer because all markets and online sellers are all closed and all buyers put their need on hold, but partial lockdown caused business loss to small retailers because some markets are closed and others are open and online deliveries were also open. Now let's have a look at our suggested solution. Our model will enable both retailers and consumers to interact on our platform and consumer to get time slot from retailer so that retailer can attend consumer with full interaction and there will be no congestion in markets. Now let's see what's USP of our model. As many companies like Amazon, Flipkart attach customers with retailers who can sell cheapest item to customers, but there is a drawback in their model that they can show item virtually and not physically. But ours model will overcome this drawback. There is no platform for retailers to communicate with all his customers and give time slots to them so that he can attend easily, and our model will be unique in this respect. And now Suraj will explain us about the business and revenue. Suraj, please continue.
Thank you, Ekta. Now let's have a discussion on business and revenue. As registration on application would be free of cost, but there will be some charges for advertisement, and that will be a great platform for advertisement. Now let me tell you about the revenue model. Our aim will be to add more and more subscribers to our application, which will give us the more probability to get advertisement. Because as we know, revenue will be directly proportional to the number of subscribers. Now let's have a discussion and comparison of our model with other players in market. Now, our model is able to show the current position of congestion and free time slots in the shops. But the other markets and other models of other markets are not able to show this. Also, our model is able to show and provide details area-wise markets, but the model of other companies are not able to show this too. And yes, of course, our model established the contact between consumers and retailers, as well as the model of IndiaMart and Just Dial. As our model and the model of IndiaMart and Just Dial also able to satisfy the consumers by showing products physically. But when it comes to the point of congestion, only our model helps to reduce the congestion by satisfying the consumers, showing the products physically. Also, our model helps to maintain the relation between consumers and their trusted shops, as like the model of IndiaMart and Just Dial. Now let's have a look over the screenshots of the work model of IndiaMart and Just Dial. So overall, we can see in these screenshots that these models are not classified shops as per markets. These models specify shops as per items in different markets. Due to this, consumer may or may not be directly interacted with his trusted retailers through these models. And that makes our model much different from others. Now over to you, Harshita.
Thank you, Suraj. Now let us take a look at how our model will work. This is the layout of our application. It will contain advertisement column, home, profile, etc. There will be city-wise market list, and there will be different ways to find shops for appointment, like shop number, shop name, favorite shop, etc. Now let us take a look at the effects of congestion in market. Need is the mother of innovation. These lines are also true for online shopping. Every person wants to be in their comfort zone to do any sorts of work, especially shopping, but congestion in markets often make it uncomfortable. Due to congestion in market, the online shopping came into existence in the year 1919 to 2000. After that, people got a new comfort zone until 2020. Approximately 10% of the total market is captured by online shopping. If this speed continues till 2030, the market share for online shopping will be approximately 20 to 25%. Until 2050, this will be approximately 60 to 70%. As per our survey, that condition could only happen if congestion continues in markets. If we would be able to decrease the congestion in markets by utilizing non-peak time, the attraction towards traditional shopping would be continued for foreseeable future, and that's why people would be interested in our model. This graph basically shows congestion in market. As we can see in this graph, if congestion continues, most of the consumers will transfer to online shopping, and that would be a great loss for local shopkeepers and retailers. Now let us take a look at the social impact of a plan. This will help the society to manage crowd in markets and will help to control expansion of COVID pandemic, because life with such type of disease is new normal. This would also encourage the utilization of non-peak time, and this will be a new initiative in this field. This graph basically shows non-equitable distribution of customers in different time slots, and we aim to equalize this. Over to you, Ekta.
Thank you, Harshita. Thank you, honorable judges and our audience. Now we welcome your queries. Thank you, everyone.
Well done. Please, sir.
Very well done, Siddharth International Public School. Not being an online shopper myself, much of your very eloquent presentation went right over my head. But tell me, initially you talked about tailoring. Are you only doing retail tailoring, or did I get you wrong? Is it for every type of item?
Sir, it's every type of item. Retailer can register through our app, and he can sell its product and give time slots so that he can enable customer to come in different time slots, and there will be no congestion in his shop, and he can attend it easily and with full interaction.
Okay, so you make an appointment, you go to the shop, you actually see the item. Is that it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I got it. But you know, you're taking on the might of. You're not exactly like an Amazon or a Flipkart, because it's not online shopping; it's online appointment making to see the physical product. Is that it?
Yes, sir. Sir, because as Indians, we prefer to see the product physically, not virtually.
True. I get you. At the moment, I don't have any more questions. I might come back to you later. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Congratulations, team. I think you have taken the, solving the problem of the consumer to the next level. Kudos for that. I think you've also understood the Indian customer, which is also very brilliant. Now, tell me, are you trying to solve the problem for, say, a person like me who is very fond of a local shop where I live? So it's going to that retailer online. Is that what you're saying? So I basically shop by market and by a particular. So for example, if I'm very fond of, I live in Delhi, so I'm very fond of a shop in, say, Khan Market. So that particular retailer I can find online. I can go to that person's shop and look for products online. Is that what it is?
Yes, sir. Sir, if you are very fond of Khan Market, then you can search for only Khan Market retailers, and you can book appointment for 2 or 3 retailers whom you want to visit, so that he can give you time slot and you can visit at that time, so that there will be no congestion in the market and you can get very full attention from the retailer.
Oh, okay. So basically it's just booking an appointment online, is it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. It's not selling online.
No, sir. We are not selling online. We want to reduce the congestion in market, and so that retailer can give full interaction to his customer.
My bad, actually. I really thought that you were actually taking me to that shop particularly because I'm interested in that shop virtually and have an engagement in that shop. But I think this is next step. What's the? Can you please explain the revenue model again? I'm interested.
Sure, sir. Sir, can I share my screen or by orally?
You're free to share your screen if you want to. Perfectly okay.
Okay, sir. Sir, this is our revenue model, and our great source of revenue will be advertisement. As retailer can also advertise on our platform, so that more and more consumer can get time slot from him, and he can increase his revenue, and we can also increase our revenue through advertisement.
Okay. So how are you really going to get ads? You mean to say that I'm interested in going to a particular market. So say for example, I'm actually looking for an appointment with a retailer in, say, Khan Market. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So suppose if I come onto your app and I click on Khan Market, I go to Khan Market. What kind of ads would I be seeing?
Sir, there can be many type of ad, as other applications also want to add on popular application. If we have number of subscriber, then we have not to worry about revenue through advertisement, because all want to advertise their product. It can be anyone, other application owner or the retailer or anyone else.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
May come back.
Thank you, judges. Yes, sir. Please.
Just one question. Okay, so Siddharth International Public School, your model is going to work excellently. See, when there's a lockdown, in case I can't move out, right?
Yes,
and
sir.
When this pandemic blows over, I don't need your app because I can go to Khan Market and buy what I want. So
No,
your
sir.
model is only going to work when the shops are open and I can move around post a lockdown.
Sir, yes, it will be workable after lockdown, because now the teenagers are transforming for the online shopping, because they want comfort zone, and online shopping give them comfort zone. But if they get a facility in the traditional shopping, they will come to traditional shop and go to the retailer.
So don't you think that your app has a limited potential?
No, sir. Sir, as Indians, we only transforming to online shopping because of congestion in markets. We want a special attraction, and if we got this, we all will transform to the traditional shopping instead of online shopping.
Okay, thank you so much, Ekta.
Thank you so much, sir.
Well, thanks to the question, judges. Thanks, team, for the presentation. Let me quickly put up the poll for Siddharth International Public School. Ladies and gentlemen, do let us know what you think of their product. Votes coming in quick and fast. At 15 seconds, we are already 40% of the votes in. We're about 35 seconds in, and 53% of the people have voted. We are a minute in, 30 more seconds to go, and close to 60% of the votes in. The other 40%, do have your say. Do let us know what you think of this brilliant business plan from the Siddharth International Public School, New Delhi. Just the last 5 seconds. And that's time. Thank you. Thank you so much for the votes. Thank you, team, for the presentation. Let me quickly bring on the last and final school for today. All the way from Lagos, Nigeria. You're welcome. All the way from Lagos, Nigeria, the Indian Language School. The team, could you please switch on your cameras? I will stop my share so that you can share your screen. Shreyas, would you be sharing your screen?
Oh, sir, I'm sharing it.
Let me know when you're ready to start.
Yes.
Okay, sir.
Great. So the Indian Language School, Lagos, if you are good to go, we will start your 8 minutes now.
Good evening. We don't inherit the world from our ancestors. Instead, we borrow it from our children. Sustainability is the need of the hour. Now, if I asked you to adopt a green product in your life, it is very likely that the product would be an electric vehicle. But have you seen their price tag? Many environmentalists agree that riding out your existing fuel-driven vehicle and then buying an electric vehicle is actually much better for the environment. Here is where our product comes in. Helios is a cost-effective, transformative product that will help you save the environment as well as your expenses.
Without much inconvenience, our product transforms your existing fuel-driven vehicle into an eco-friendly and, of course, pocket-friendly hybrid. It also makes your vehicle a digital one. Just think about it. With one device, you can lower your carbon footprint by reducing fuel consumption, reduce your financial burden brought about by rising fuel costs, all while gaining the ability to control your car remotely using our app. Isn't that the dream? For instance, you must have noticed how hot your car gets when you park under the sun. Helios can be used to remotely turn on the air conditioner 15 minutes before you enter the car. This makes the car temperature ambient before you enter and also protects you from several health risks with no additional fuel required.
Now, let's get to know our product. Picture this, a solar panel mat magnetically attached to the roof of your car. This means that our product will not ruin the aesthetics of your vehicle in any way. Moreover, the flexible mat can be rolled up and stored if needed. The magnetic strips attaching it to the car facilitate this mobility. A seamless wire connects the mat to our Helios box in the trunk. This shoebox-sized component is the main part of our product and it performs three functions. Number 1, it regulates the amount of electricity going into the battery, preventing battery damage. Number 2, it stores excess electricity generated so that you can still use solar power when the sun is not out. And number 3, it helps connect the car to the app, essentially acting as an interface between the two. Helios also includes an application through which you can control many of the auxiliary functions like the AC, stereo, headlights, and the wipers of the car remotely. Just imagine, with the tap of a virtual button, you can turn on the car's ACs before you enter. You can even set it up so that the app does it itself.
What makes Helios unique is its ability to transform an ordinary fuel-driven car into a digital, solar-powered, and cost-effective vehicle. It is customizable based on your vehicle's roof size. We care deeply about customer satisfaction and user experience. Our product is durable and will stay with the car for its entire lifespan. We are on the way to make all fuel-driven cars more eco-friendly while at the same time digitizing them.
Our target audience are car owners who are willing to modify the vehicle slightly. To better understand a perfect customer, let's take the example of Sarah. Meet Sarah, a car owner who's frustrated by the rising prices and soaring temperatures. She is desperately looking for an affordable solution, and Helios is the perfect answer for her. Our B2C business model aims at not only selling a product, but also providing installation and after-sales services such as maintenance. A heavy-duty product like Helios calls for some aggressive marketing as well. Our advertising strategy is based on the phrase, seeing is believing. Although newspaper ads and radio ads are enough, we will also employ demo on calls and live demonstrations at various marketplaces and symposia.
To get our product in the hands of customers, we will tie up with second-hand car dealers and mechanics. They will be paid a 2% commission for each customer they send our way. The actual installation, however, will be done by workers at our own workshop. Setting up our headquarters in Chennai comes with many advantages. The tropical climate and almost constant sunshine are definitely a plus. We will be using both zero-level as well as indirect channels for the promotion and distribution of our product. With an initial plan of capturing at least 7% of this potentially huge market, we will further expand to the state, pan-India, and across the tropical regions of the globe, strengthening our distribution channels along the way. We arrive at our target market size by extrapolating the number of four-wheelers in Chennai, Tamil Nadu, and India, allocating a modest share for our volumes. This branch workshop model is scalable, and we can easily replicate it within different parts of the city, new cities and states, giving us exponential growth with a CAGR of 76%. Our costs for the 3 tiers of the product judiciously take into account all required estimates such as the technical team needed, the quality assurance and safety needs, while still maintaining a gross margin of about 24%. The customer will also bear a relatively low cost between the range of 24,000 and 31,000 respectively. We have taken a very realistic capex accounting for software, workshop infrastructure, cars for demo, etc., therefore making the initial investment very low. We have also designed a hybrid model for the sales team with a low fixed pay and a high variable pay to keep them motivated for higher performance. This brings our break-even point to a very low and easily achievable number of approximately 13,500 pieces, which is equivalent to only 9 months of our sale. The best part here is the almost negligible receivables, and with an ROI of 16% in the first year, which reiterates the low investment, high volume business model, a win-win with achieving profits while fulfilling all our social goals.
Here is a brief of our SWOT analysis. Our major strengths include eco-friendliness, fuel efficiency, detachability of our product, and having a humongous target market, and also cost effectiveness acting as a cherry on top. Helios is also in line with the UN Goal 7 on sustainable development, which targets to ensure universal access to affordable, reliable, and modern energy services by 2030. Our weaknesses include requiring modification of the car. Our prime opportunities encompass replacing the car battery altogether with more efficient solar panels. Crucial threats that our product might face comprises electric and hybrid vehicles. The environmental, social, and financial impact of Helios is wide-reaching. Helios harvests clean energy and work towards sustainability. When it comes to CSR, we will put forth a 10% employment quota for people from financially disadvantaged backgrounds. As our market base grows, we want to train, develop, and provide employment opportunities to the underprivileged youth. We believe that as a startup, we do not currently have the resources to carry out such extensive activities, but will expand on them as our market base grows.
In conclusion, the product that we bring to you is affordable, aesthetically pleasing, and viable. We believe that Helios will be the future of all fuel-driven vehicles, and it will contribute to the sustainability of the environment, your vehicle, and your pocket, hence fulfilling our motto, sustainability on wheels. Thank you. We are Team Helios from Indian Language School. We are now open to questions.
Well, thank you very much, ILS Lagos. Sorry for my ignorance, but I'm going to ask you a question that I didn't grasp. Your car is not a hybrid car. It's not an electric car. Once again, for an absolute nutcase like me, explain how this solar panel, what's it going to do actually? Is it still going to be a fuel combustion car?
Yes, sir. So our model is based on transforming existing fuel-driven cars into a sort of hybrid between solar energy and fuel. The reason why we're doing this is number one, hybrid and electric vehicles are extremely expensive, right? Their price tag is extremely high. And we wondered at Helios, why does sustainability need to have such a high cost? That's why we developed our solution to make sure that sustainability of existing fuel-driven vehicles can be reduced. Also, sustainability can be increased.
Yes, just one sec. Sorry for interrupting. But that means even your mechanism, your engine will have to be different. You have to have totally different engine.
Yes, sir. So our product, right, itself is not claiming to control the actual functions, the actual car, running. That will still happen on fuel because the car is itself a fuel-driven car, right? We are trying to control the auxiliary functions like the AC system or the stereo of the car, those kinds of things using the solar panel.
Right. So have you done a prototype or something? Have you tried out something like this, or is it just a concept?
Sir, we do not currently have a prototype, although we have done we have conducted initial stages of feasibility studies by talking to several experts. We spoke to car experts, marketing, solar panel experts, battery experts, and we came to know that our product is actually viable.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much for your presentation. Like Philip sir said, I think your positioning, of your concept or idea needs a little bit of alteration and a change because, it's not a solar car. Yeah. I would like to, understand the genesis of this idea and the problem that you identified. How did your team come up with this idea? What's the background? Is there a story behind it? What really happened within the team to come up with this idea?
Thank you, sir, for the question. So we live in Nigeria over here, and we do face a lot of troubles due to heat over here. And when we leave our cars parked under the sun, it often gets heated up. The interiors get so heated, when we enter the car, it starts to, get very hot. And we wanted to solve this problem. And we thought, why not solve only this problem, but also include some other features that will make it even more better and advanced. So along with powering the AC, we thought of powering the auxiliary functions as well of the vehicle. So that is what actually got us to this idea. We wanted to solve the problem of heat, but along with that, with a little bit of brainstorming, we were able to reach to this idea.
So bingo, I think if you had said this in the beginning, in the way you've just said, I think that's what we say when we are trying to solve a problem. This is what your team's encounter is. And if you stay with this, I think your solution is not only viable, it will be feasible, it will be also profitable. So a little more work around this, just stay with this, okay? And then you will see that you can take this forward. If you want to take it, this idea has potential. And if you work on it, you can really do something about it.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for the great.
Thank you, sir.
Well, judges, thank you for those questions. The team, thank you for your presentation. Audience, do give me a chance to thank you for your polls, because the poll is now up on your screen. You have 90 seconds to let us know what you thought of the presentation. I just got the information that one of your teammates is missing because there was a network problem. We wouldn't have guessed. Brilliant job on just sharing that responsibility.
Thank you, sir.
About 30 seconds in, I can see that 64% of people have voted. You might have claimed that your strengths are product design and all that. Clearly, your marketing game is very, very strong.
Thank you, sir. In fact, marketing was one of the main priorities with Helios. We dedicated 11% of our revenue to marketing. As a startup, we believe that marketing is extremely important.
Wonderful. A minute in, and 70% of people have voted. The other 30% do have your say. Just the last 15 seconds. If you give this idea enough votes, maybe you will get free sunroofs on Sakatinabu. The last second, and we are done.
Yeah.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for those votes. I have the judges' scores, I have the polls. I will need a couple of seconds to put it all together. In the meantime, let me invite the judges back for their thoughts and feedback on this entire session. We've seen 7 wonderful brands. Bharat sir, would you like to go first?
Thank you, Shubhayu. Once again, I've been enthralled by a wide variety of innovations that have come up from your schools. Again, we see a lot of effort in the field of environment, ecology, waste, solar cars. But we also saw, something like the health app. The health app was wonderful. And so you're not thinking in terms of that. Last time we had something else on health. Also, connecting people, connecting students in a strange country with their own community was a wonderful innovation. And I also want to commend each one of you, not only for your presentations, but for the way you speak and for the way you conduct yourselves, and for having kept to the time limit. Most of you all, even if you all went over the time, it was by a few seconds. So I think well planned, and kudos to your teachers and your principals and your parents for guiding you through and making you such wonderful students. I'm really impressed. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. Mr. Mittal, sir, we would love to know what you thought of the presentations you saw.
Like Philip sir said, I think kudos to everyone for participating in this. I would not call it a competition. I would say, in fact, appeal to each one of you that don't consider this as just a competition. Each one of you, for me, is an entrepreneur. Yeah, and I think building that entrepreneurial mindset is should be the aim of the participation that you have done today. And I think that spirit, if you can take an ounce of that, you would do wonders to yourself, because the future of all of us lies in building that entrepreneurial mindset. In fact, the diversity, the variety that we got to see today is a clear expression of a felt need and understanding of the problem around us. I think that that's a very I would say an appropriate measure of how connected we are to our reality and the environment around us. So kudos to everyone, and thank you very much for having me here. Look forward to interacting with you. Anytime if you want any help, just reach out. This is my appeal to the students. I love to interact with students, and I want each one of you to be an entrepreneur in a real sense. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. I'm sure that encouragement means a lot. And given your expertise in social entrepreneurship, the thought process that the students have represented, I think, goes a long distance along those lines. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I will need a few more seconds to tabulate the final scores. Until then, we here at Notebook specialize in creating short content for your school curriculum. Every subject of every topic that you are covering in your school, you would find a short notebook video explaining the topic with rich illustrations and in a very, very engaging format. It is this engagement that has helped us cater to over 23 lakh students now. I'm going to play a short segment of one of those videos so that you know exactly what notebook videos are all about.
This is Reena, and everyone says that she has a green thumb. A green thumb? Oh yes. A person who is excellent at growing plants is said to be having a green thumb. She plans to open a nursery with a bank loan, and from her savings till date, her tiny nursery is up and running. There are orchids, cacti, succulents, creepers, flowering plants, and so many other plants all around. After 1 year, the business has made moderate profit, and Reena wants to grow the business. Along with plans of expansion, she has plans of exports as well. But all her plans and thought get only one bridge for conversion, and that is finance. Be it this tiny nursery or any other business on earth, the lifeblood of any business is finance. The funds which are required by any business to carry out varied activities is called business finance. Any business usually starts off with contribution from the entrepreneur, but this amount is usually not sufficient.
Well, given that we have young entrepreneurs amongst us, we felt that this class 11 topic of business studies from CBSE curriculum would be quite apt. I would also now like to invite Achin Bhattacharya to share his thoughts about the presentation we saw today. Achin is the founder and CEO at Notebook. A chartered accountant by training, Achin was a director at Deloitte prior to starting Notebook. Achin, I think we've seen 7 wonderful ideas. Your thoughts, please.
I think a really wonderful session. Must appreciate our young friends. And what I really like is some great observations in terms of the need gap and also in terms of understanding of the existing players in the market and their drawbacks as well. Just to understand how do we fine tune our products even further. So a lot of passion into it. Also, I saw something very nice that I really liked. Since I also had the opportunity to witness these presentations in earlier rounds, I saw a lot of fine tuning. So comments by judges and in the previous rounds, etc., have been duly incorporated. So a lot of confidence, composure, great teamwork, which is so important. Entrepreneurship definitely needs skills like innovation, creativity, great storytelling, which I found today. Going by the audience response that we saw in audience polls, it clearly shows that that you guys are able to take the audience along with you, which is so important. If you want to do something big, definitely you need to ensure that all stakeholders, be it external or internal, are convinced. You might have a great idea, but you need clarity of thought and definitely good storytelling skills, which I saw today. So to me, all of you are really future leaders, champions. So really very happy with your performance. I'd also tell you that it's really important to always dream big, irrespective of your score, your grades, irrespective of your circumstances. Challenges might differ your arrival at the big stage, it can never ever derail. It can never ever derail your plan till such time you yourself give up. I remember a very beautiful quote by Sir Winston Churchill, ex-British Prime Minister, and definitely. So whenever we read about Second World War, is one of the first names that comes in. He once said, "A pessimist sees the difficulty in every opportunity. An optimist sees the opportunity in every difficulty." Today, when we were having this wonderful session, I was thinking with last 15 months, 16 months of the pandemic, almost 1.5 years, repeated stretches of lockdown, social distancing, schools are closed. At times, it's even difficult to visit your next door neighbor or your friend who may be living few blocks away from you. But then again, irrespective of might be the social distancing norms and travel restrictions. But then again, if you look at the other side of the story, today we are hosting an event. And today we see schools from all around the world. You see your friends, your peers from all around the globe, right? So in this forum that we had last 2 hours itself, we saw schools from Singapore, we saw schools from Assam, Lagos, Delhi, Kolkata. So that goes on to show that at the end of the day, it's only your perspective, how you look at things. I think on one hand, definitely the pandemic had its own share of challenges. But the other side is, it has been able to make all of us believe in a far more bigger global participation, global community, which I see happening. So really wonderful session. And irrespective of your positioning in the leaderboard, irrespective of today, which teams proceed to the final, that's only one part of the story. The bigger thing, the bigger part, which is your major takeaway from this session, is the fact that you had the opportunity to come and present your ideas, and some wonderful ideas, great presentations, wonderful articulation. So really all of you go home as winners and champions. I really thank the esteemed principals for supporting our humble endeavor. And I would like to congratulate the parents and teachers. I'm sure all of you have made them very, very proud with your wonderful performance. Over to you, Shubhai. Thank all of you.
Thank you, Achin. Thank you for sharing those thoughts with us. But it is now time for the bit that I know the 7 teams have been eagerly waiting for. So I will not increase the suspense any further. Here, ladies and gentlemen, are the scores. Shikshayatan School, Kolkata had 66 from the judges and 15 from the audience. Delhi Public School, Jorhat, Assam had 62 from the judges and 13 from the audience. The Global Indian International School, Singapore, 65 from the judges and 12 from the audience. Learning Path School, Mohali, 61 from the judges, 11 from the audience. Army Public School, Shankar, Vihar, New Delhi, 54 from the judges, 11 from the audience. The Siddharth International Public School, New Delhi, 48 from the judges and 11 from the audience. And the Indian Language School, Lagos, 63 from the judges and 17 from the audience. Well, these therefore are the 3 teams that go on to join the previous 3 teams who have already made it to the finals. Shikshayatan School, Kolkata, the Global Indian International School, Singapore, and the Indian Language School, Lagos. To the other schools, I do sincerely hope, as judges said, that you did not just make presentations for a contest, but these are actual real ideas. Because if I just go back to your first few slides on any presentation, most importantly, you identified a problem that needed to be solved. And without you solving it, that problem remains a problem. So I genuinely, fervently believe that you have the gumption to follow these dreams through, to see them through to fruition. Well, as for me, I will see you again tomorrow evening at 5 o'clock India time with another semi-final. Until then, it has been a privilege hosting you. Thank you, take care, and goodbye.